Okay, good morning, fellow ninjas. This is a video we're doing for our Paper Lead Ninjas group here on Facebook. And we have one of Dan Wardrope's Paper Lead Mastermind students with us today, a gentleman by the name of Thomas Owen. Thomas is from the Midlands of England, so you've got two English...
Northwest.
Northwest.
Lancashire.
All right. For our American friends, we've got two different English accents to digest, and hopefully they can understand everything.
Do I sound like a Brummie?
What?
Do I sound like a Birmingham man?
Well, we'll see what comments we get anyway. But yeah, I mean, Thomas is currently involved, I believe, primarily in the roofing area. And as far as I can see, Thomas helps roofing companies dominate their market and scale their revenues quickly. Would that be an accurate description?
It would indeed.
Excellent. And when did you start focusing on the roofing side of things?
I got an intro to a big roofer, and I was doing roofing prior in the white labeling sort of retainer sort of side of things before that. So I had a lot of experience, I had a lot of funnels that were already proven to work, and I already had the flow and setup. And then it was actually an intro in the group, just bumped into a guy. I think I posted something in the group earlier this year, because I think Dan said there was someone in the group who was looking to get started in roofing, and they were looking at different ways. They didn't know whether to run it through an advertorial or through a quiz, and we run everything through a quiz. So I posted a video or a walkthrough in the group, and obviously a few people who were also looking or had connections with roofers got in touch, and one of them, Ben, was, he had some good connections, some big buyers, and so we linked up. We've got a partnership going where we're running across a third of the US, 30% of the zip codes in the US.
Jesus.
Just generating roofing leads.
Okay, and that connection you made within the Paper Lead Mastermind group?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a connection from within there.
Okay, so one guy in Lancashire is doing business all over the United States when it comes to roofing?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And does that make up a big percentage of your business right now?
Yeah, it makes up a huge one. Yeah, it's got, so like we got started in that, and we sort of had a few different buyers, and then we've linked up with the main buyer who's like giving us a profit share. So like we've got a back end deal set up where we're taking a percentage of all the profit. So they pay for all the ad spend, they pay for everything, and we just take a chunk of the profit. So it's a win-win.
Okay, and would you say that getting paid on the back end has been more profitable for you than just charging for the leads?
It is right now, yeah, because obviously we had fluctuations. Like this buyer is, nearly, like I said, like runs across a huge, like I think 12,000 zip codes. So they've got a lot of, a lot of scope. So we're able to spend $5,000 a day running leads, and obviously, we can make a large amount. It's a big spender. So like it's quids in for us for sure. So like that particular deal is a no-brainer to have a profit share, just because it just makes sense. It just makes sense to do that. We're not having as much risk. We're putting our own money into it, and then risking lead costs, risking all these replacement leads and all that stuff that might potentially happen.
Right.
Because it's just the way it goes, right?
Excellent. So you've managed to leverage your connections in the US, and you're doing business with very few clients, but obviously there's huge scope.
Yes, yeah. So we're just looking to work with Wales.
Well, you're probably not doing much marketing in Wales. Actually, it's probably primarily England and the US. But no, that's fantastic. And just as a matter of interest, I mean, I don't want you to divulge your innermost secrets, but in your experience, you're primarily marketing for new roofs. You're marketing for roof repairs, or what niche do you target? Where's the pain?
Yeah, so we've got a few things on. So we do primarily retail, so people that are looking for a roof replacement. Maybe they've got an aged roof, maybe they just they want a new roof for whatever reason. So that is predominantly what we do. However, we do storm damage. So with like storms coming to the end of storm season now, but there's hailstorms, there's windstorms, heavy rainy season down in the south of Florida right now. So we get a lot of work that way as well, where we can run campaigns for storm damage. And then we've had a few people before that, only want repair leads because the profit margins are better, but the obviously the revenue isn't there. The revenue's in the retail really.
Yeah, and do you sort of increase ad spend when there's a storm coming in a particular area?
Yeah, we've got the buyer that we work with, the big buyer, also runs storm as well. So they have, we can, if a hailstorm sweeps through Colorado or Texas or wherever, we can jump onto the back of that pretty quick and front load with a decent amount of spend.
Excellent. And what sort of percentage increase do you see in your lead flow when that sort of thing happens compared to your normal day-to-day average lead flow?
I mean, we're generating hundreds of leads a day as it is, so it's not. I mean, it's hard to gauge what that would be. I mean, like we can drop. I think we're spending around $3,500 to $4,000 a day on the retail stuff. So we might spend $1,000 a day if a storm comes in and we jump on the back of it. So yeah, I mean, it depends, it differs, but yeah, we can easily jump onto it and sweep it out and see what happens.
So you're not an ambulance chaser, you're like a roof chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. And when you do these campaigns, you're primarily sort of ad to quiz, ad to advertorial, or what's worked best for you?
Ad to quiz is what works best for us right now. I want to try out some advertorials and see if there's any scope there. I know a lot, solar is really good at advertorial, so potentially we might try it out. But right now, quiz works really well for us. It gets a decent quality of lead through, and obviously, cost is good as well.
Gotcha. And so you don't offer like lead magnets of any kind, purely ad to quiz?
Ad to quiz, yeah, that's all we do.
Excellent. And yeah. Do you segment your leads, or everything goes to the same people?
Yeah, we segment. So we segment our leads because obviously some people, like we said, they don't want repair leads, they only want replacement leads. So obviously we want to try and gauge, exactly what they want. So our quiz is made up of maybe 8 to 12 questions, and contact details. But we're looking for scope of project. So like, are they looking for a replacement, a repair? Is it a new construction? Is it commercial? And then obviously based on how they answer as we go through the quiz, they get segmented into whoever's buying those type of leads.
Excellent. So you're asking questions like, if it's just a repair, that goes one way. If it's a replacement roof due to hurricane, whatever, that goes to somebody else.
Yeah, and all through the funnel.
Excellent. And what do you use? What sort of software do you use to create your quizzes?
I use Survey Gizmo.
Okay, and you're a proponent of that and no other?
Say that again, sorry.
I was saying you're a proponent of that software and haven't used others.
Yeah, I've been using it for years, so I've got all my funnels built in there. I'm not a big one for trying to learn new systems, and I've already got something dialed in. Well,
clearly, this is a system that's working well for you. So why do you need to try something new? That's fantastic. Yeah. And with regards to the leads themselves, you mentioned you're spending $4,000 to $5,000 dollars a day, I guess it is, and you're generating hundreds of leads per day for these roofing leads you mentioned.
Yes, yeah. I think average right now is around 250 leads a day, and obviously we've got a green light to scale to. I think we can comfortably scale at least 7 to 10K a day. I think in ad spend.
Excellent. And can you give us an idea of your click-through rates and contact rates, etc., the metrics?
Yeah, so click-through rate sits around 1.5, but between 1 and 2% is usual click-through rate from the ad to the survey or to the quiz. And then we're looking at lead cost. Fluctuates, our lead cost sits around $10 to $15. If we're on low spend, we get a lower lead cost. When we scale, we get, lead cost goes up, but it's just natural. It just tends to happen anyway. When you start scaling, costs do tend to rise a little bit. So yeah, we sit around $10 to $15 a lead. Contact rate or appointment rate. So we sit around 30 to 35% of leads setting an appointment.
Excellent.
In the first 48 hours. And then close rate it differs on who it's being sold to. So like it can differ, but again, it's usually around 25-30% of appointments will close into a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you've made some mistakes also in your advertising journey. Could you give us an idea of what people should not be doing when they get involved in this business?
Yeah, they definitely should segment and use logic in quizzes if they're using quizzes. I'm a massive fan of quizzes to be able to, really provide a good quality of lead. I'm a big fan of advertorials as well, but I really like quizzes. Just to be able to segment leads based off how they answer questions. So obviously you can get a real good gauge for how serious a lead is based off what you answer, what you ask in the question. So the more questions you ask, usually the higher quality of lead you can get through. So obviously you can ask for, like we do, scope of project. We ask for the timing, like are they ready to get started right now? Are they ready to get started in the next few weeks, few months? Or is it something that's 6+ months away? So those type of leads, tire kickers, people who are just shopping or, not real serious. It's something that's, 6 or so months away, aren't as serious. So we're obviously trying to segment them. So what we do is we still send them through, but we'll send them to a different thank you page. And then we're using our Facebook pixel to build data off of the leads that we want, the ones that are looking to get started within the next 2 weeks. They've got the budget there, or they've got good credit, ready for financing. They're looking for a replacement. All the questions we want, the criteria, the ideal client for our customer. We'll put them onto a separate thank you page, and then we'll train our Facebook pixel to obviously optimize for that conversion, and also build off lookalike audiences based off of that, that audience that lands on that page, and then vice versa for the poor quality leads, the tire kickers. We'll build an audience off of that, and we'll build a lookalike and exclude those from our targeting.
Okay, so you are building audiences that you're excluding.
Yeah.
And are you doing all this yourself, Thomas, or do you have a team of people that work with you? I mean, do you write the advertorials when you test them, for example? I mean, do you write all the ads yourself and you do all the back end stuff too?
Yeah, between me and the partner, we do pretty much everything. We've got a couple of VAs that do the social media management and handle the page comments and messages and posts and just keep the page active. But yeah, it's pretty much, at the minute it's set and forget really. We're just rotating creative in there. So we'll have a VA create images, and we've got 6 or 7 different versions of ad copy that will rotate and tweak different headlines. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And typically, what sort of objective are you using when you do your ads?
So, as in conversion objective?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're optimized for leads, and then we optimize when we've got enough conversion data on the good quality leads. We'll optimize for that custom conversion.
Okay, and how impressed or unimpressed have you been with regards to developing your pixel, and how important that's been to you? I've been doing this for several years from the finance, when I was working in finance. So it was massively important to use that segmentation and use the logic and season the pixel for the right type of leads, because obviously, we were working with a lot of mortgage brokers, sending them every lead, or like we weren't, building for the long run. We were just, firing every single lead on the same event. And obviously Facebook, the majority of those leads were probably poor quality leads. They were poor credit leads, so they weren't able to get a loan. So then, if we weren't using that segmentation, or, being able to segment the lead event, then obviously we're going to continue to get those type of leads as we go. Whereas if we train Facebook or train the pixel to only show our ads to people that have got, 620 plus credit or whatever it was, then obviously that's going to work out well in the long run, as Facebook get used to who we want to show our ads to, which means obviously we're going to get more people with better credit coming through, which that's an example from the mortgage game, but it'd work in any industry. Excellent.
Whatever your criteria is.
And have you experimented at all with other social media platforms, with Google Ads, etc., or is it primarily Facebook?
Yeah, it's primarily Facebook, but we do run on Google, the display network, and PPC on the search as well.
but I mean that's minimal compared to your Facebook spend, is it?
Yeah, minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good, excellent. Well, thank you very much indeed for that. And do you do any of the click to call type lead generation over there in the States as well as here, or?
Yeah, I've got a few things going both on Facebook and Google click to call.
And is that working out? I mean, I'm hearing stories for some people that it works well, other people obviously telling me it doesn't work at all.
On Google, it works pretty well. On Facebook, it's not as good. You know, there's an objective. You can use the reach objective to get a call now button.
Yep.
And obviously, that's a way of getting click to call.
Yep.
But you know, you still have to put a website URL. People still click through to the website rather than click the call now button. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts with it. It's still in the test phase as to whether it's worthwhile. But yeah, there's potential there.
Excellent. And another question we were getting in our paper leads the Ninja group was what sort of lead delivery systems have you worked with, and which one have you found out to be the best for you?
We use Leadspedia.
Okay.
Leadspedia, and I have no idea how it works. I don't handle that side of things.
Well, as long as you're making money, which you guys obviously have, that's great.